Trustee Zalick.
Here.
Trustee Gieser.
Here.
Trustee Fruzzoloni. Here. Trustee McCarthy.
Here.
Mayor Savarino.
Here. Please stand and face the flag for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There a motion to approve the minutes of our May 16, 2022 Village Board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee McCarthy, seconded by Trustee Fruzzoloni. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garby.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Gieser.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzoloni. Aye. Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve but not release the executive session minutes from May 16, 2022 Village Board meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Zalick, seconded by Trustee Gieser. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garby.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Gieser.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzoloni. Aye. Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Under listening posts, we have introduction of Chris Harding, Public Works Street Division. You going to do that, Phil? Mr. Modoff?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Very pleased to be introducing Chris. He can come up to the podium. Actually, we're welcoming Chris back. He spent 2 summers as a seasonal employee
I was going to say he looks familiar.
for us. And you're in your 3rd week now.
Yes.
So very happy to introduce him to you. I told him to be prepared to answer any and all questions.
So you don't have to paint any more fire hydrants, is what it is.
Hopefully not, no.
That's the test.
Or weed whacking at that too, so.
I do have a serious question. Are you a Cubs fan or Sox fan?
Wow.
Don't answer.
Don't
Played
answer.
baseball all my life, so I'm gonna have to roll with the Cubs.
Yes. All right.
I'm glad. I
Been
hope
dismissed?
I hope you enjoyed your 3-week career.
He doesn't have that.
Bill, we've talked about this.
Yeah, he definitely won't be painting any fire hydrants with that answer.
Well done. Thank you, Phil.
Or if he does, they'll be blue.
Is there some holes to dig? That's what he should be doing now.
Yeah.
Well,
Put
welcome.
me in it.
Welcome aboard.
Why don't you tell everyone, because you're local, you live in Carroll Stream and went to school out here?
Yeah, I live right off of Fair Oaks and Rolling Oaks. I'm actually an alumni, recent graduate in the December, North Central University in Minneapolis with a business degree, business administration degree. And while I was getting that, I also played baseball for the 4 years that I attended the school. So that was a big milestone, a stepping stone.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I work with his uncle at the radio station. And,
Of course you did.
yeah,
Bobblehead.
yeah.
Phil, I think you hit a home run with this one.
Chris, welcome. Thank
Good.
you for,
Welcome
thank you for
Welcome
joining
aboard.
our team.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Do you have any questions for us?
No, not right now, no.
If you ever
Phil
do,
can answer.
You
Mr.
ever-
Modoff could answer all the questions.
if you ever do, we're always available.
Perfect, thank you guys.
Thank you.
You.
Welcome.
We also have a proclamation proclaiming June 2022 as Pride Month, and Trustee Gieser called me and asked me if he could please read that. And
Mayor,
would you please read
Mr. Mayor, may I speak on that subject matter first?
I guess so. Is that okay? Go ahead.
I understood that Bob had spoken to you about it already, so,
Yeah.
okay. I want to make it clear that I dissent from this proclamation. I did last year as well. I was misinformed about whether I could speak on it, so I appreciate you giving me the time to speak on it. But I believe this proclamation is an endorsement of a lifestyle that's antithetical to my faith. Scripturally wrong, so I could make a lot of arguments from my personal opinions about it, but they wouldn't be worth any more than your opinions. But what I prefer to do is I ask myself, what does God think about what I think about this? And there are clear scriptures about homosexuality and what it is and what God thinks about it. And he clearly says it's sin. So there's several scriptures here I'd like to read that inform me and my way of life about this. In Romans 1:32, he specifically says that although they know God's righteous decree that those who do such things deserve death, they not only continue to do these very things, but also approve of those who practice them. I've had the born-again experience some 40 years ago, and my life has completely changed because I have called upon Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And I cannot offend him by going against what he has clearly told me I can't approve of. So please don't misinterpret this as being judgmental, because I'm not. Here's another scripture that references that. Or do you not, this is 1 Corinthians 6, verse 9. Do you not know that wrongdoers will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived. Neither the sexually immoral, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor men who have sex with men, nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor drunkards, nor slanderers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of God. I'm not being judgmental because I'm amongst those sins in there. Drunkards, adultery, 40 years ago, you guys wouldn't have wanted to know me. But I've been changed by my relationship with Jesus Christ. And I fear God, and it's important to me that I not offend him. And I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. It's the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. And there is divine hope, because those sins I mentioned, I've been delivered of them. So I know that everything that's in the Bible that is called sin, we can be delivered from by believing in Jesus Christ. So anyway, I want to make it clear that I can't go along with this. So I asked that after the proclamation is read, that there be a roll call vote so I can register my dissension. And I just want to say there's no separation between what I believe and what I say and do. So I'm doing my best to do that. So I appreciate the few minutes you've given me to speak.
Well, I've had several conversations with trustees through the years of my 15 years of sitting up here as mayor. What we have to remember is that we have 40,000 people in town, and we've got to be equal to everyone. We may not like what we see, but we have to take it for the whole. I appreciate you saying your opinion, and you will have the opportunity to vote as you see fit when the time comes. And the rest of the trustees will vote the way they feel fit to vote. But we make decisions here based on 40,000 people and 20 million square feet of industrial space. And I'm sure in many cases that the people that we just talked about, that you just talked about, that you think aren't what they should be, voted for us. And they voted for us because they thought we were the right people to do the job. So I've seen this happen in church. I don't want to go to war over this. I saw my priest make a comment, and some gay people that worked in our church or actually went to our church got up and left, and I felt very bad because they were very good. They were good people. They just live a different lifestyle than we do, and we have to understand that. As elected officials, not everybody could do what I want or the way I feel or the way the board feels. We have to take everybody and put them all together, and we're all brothers and sisters in this together. So with that, Trustee Geezer, would you please read the proclamation?
I would be glad to, as this is a community full of people of many genders, religions. Not everybody believes the same thing, not everyone follows the same thing, but we are proclaiming that everyone is equal. Let me read this. Thank you very much. This is the 4th year we've done this, and I'm very proud to read this. I'm very proud to stand with my LGBTQIA neighbors, residents, and friends. I consider you family. Proclaiming Pride Month. Whereas our nation was founded by a set of principles that every person has been created equal, that each has rights to their life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, and that each shall be accorded the full recognition and protection of law. And whereas the Village of Carroll Stream lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning intersex, and asexual LGBTQIA residents are a vital part of all fields and professions and contribute to a stronger community. And whereas Carroll Stream is dedicated to fostering acceptance of all its citizens and preventing discrimination and bullying based on sexual orientation and gender identity. And whereas Carroll Stream is strengthened by and thrives upon the rich diversity of ethnic, cultural, racial, gender, and sexual identities of its residents, all of which contribute to the vibrant character of our village. And whereas the month of June is traditionally recognized as Pride Month to commemorate the Stonewall riots in New York of June 1969. And whereas the Centers for Disease Control recognize that LGBTQIA's teens are at higher risk to be victims of violence and have increased suicide rates. And whereas it is imperative that people in our community, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity, feel valued, safe, empowered, and supported by their peers, educators, and community leaders. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that Mayor Frank Savarino and the Carroll Stream Village Board of Trustees, DuPage County, Illinois, in the exercise of its home rule powers, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2022 as Pride Month in Carroll Stream, and welcome our residents to join us on June 16th at the Pride Concert to recognize the contributions made by members of the LGBTQIA community and to actively promote the principles of equality and liberty in the village. Proclaimed June 6, 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee
And
Keiser.
since there wanted to be a vote on it,
So that- Do we need a
since you
vote?
read it, go ahead and make the motion.
Well, this is a proclamation. I mean, do we change up what we're doing?
Well, at the request of Trustee Garvey, I think we most would
Have to.
probably stand to do it.
Okay, well, I will
Mr.
move,
Attorney, what do you think?
The motion would be for the acceptance of the proclamation by the mayor, so.
There you go.
well, I
Need a
would
motion
move
and a
we
second.
accept this proclamation, and I do so with pride.
Second. Second.
And then it would be a roll call vote.
Call roll,
but
please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
No.
Trustee Zalick.
Hey.
Trustee Geiser.
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni. Aye. Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
And I'd like to vote aye also. Let the record show that I voted aye. Thank you. Okay, let's see, we have addresses from the audience. Tia, we have a couple, I know we have one for sure. Do we have two?
We have 2 comments submitted by one individual through our electronic public comment portal,
Okay, so,
which Clerk Schwarzy has.
okay.
Thank you.
Yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this comment is from Stephanie Susdorf regarding pedestrian walkway for the 6/6/2022 Village Board meeting. It was submitted on June 5th. And she states, there is a part of Coon Road that has a break in the sidewalk. There should be pedestrian walkway or sidewalk repair to connect with Coon and Lees Road bike path. This area is located along Coon Road and Yardley Drive, and her residence is 538 Canyon Trail. So this is the first comment, and she has attached a map of the bike path, the bike trails in Carroll Stream. And then there's a second comment, very similar, also submitted on June 5th for tonight's meeting, also from Stephanie Susdorf. Says bike path connector, purposed bike path to connect Gary Avenue and Hiawatha Drive to and from Fullerton Avenue and Schmale Road. And again, she posted a picture of the bike and pedestrian trails, and that was it.
Very good. Now, I was under the impression that someone from, Mr. Cleveland, did you talk to this lady, or did somebody from your department talk to her?
Yeah, I responded, and I believe Tia sent her the information that we are constructing the Coon Road Bike Trail in the section that she's concerned about, and that Fullerton is scheduled to be reconstructed in 2 years with a pedestrian path on the north side. So in 2024, that'll happen.
Very good. And it's all about having the money to be able to do these things and getting the grants to be able to do them. So, I mean, we'd like to do them all at once and make everybody happy and more people riding bikes than ever. But you have to have the funds to do that. So we stretch them out so we don't have to borrow money and pay interest to get things done. So,
That's correct. We have grants for both of those projects.
was that it? Clerk Swartz?
That was it, yes.
Mr. Mayor, if I may,
Sure.
it was the path that on Coon that she was talking about, that wasn't constructed because it's unincorporated, is that,
We actually had to acquire some,
I mean, originally?
originally, no, it's just an extension of the bike trail north up to Army Trail.
Any other questions? None? Being none? Okay. Is there a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved?
Moved by trustee
Second.
McCarthy, seconded by trustee Fruzzoloni. What?
There may have been someone else who signed in this evening that was handed their information.
Oh, we've got one from in-house.
In-house. Jason Dean?
Oh, I'm sorry. Usually they hand them to me.
That's okay.
See?
May not have made it all the way.
Sorry, Jason.
Oh, Jason Dean.
Been a long Monday already.
Sorry, you should have put your hand up. He's holding on me. I bet him.
Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. My name is Jason, business owner, Nova Express Car Wash, 120 South Gary Avenue. Just really want to start off by saying thank you to the chief. He's been working, very close with me on this matter. And the police, the whole police department has done a fantastic job. So I do want to thank them for that. I'm having an issue with the semi-parking. My location is by the Pilot. Now, I see some people shaking their heads. We're all aware of it. I'm just kind of taking my steps in the process. I've kind of exhausted my 911 calls, right? I don't want to bother them anymore for that. I decided to come here. Maybe we can kind of come up with some sort of plan moving forward, some ideas, recommendations on what we could do to resolve this issue. I don't want to get my lawyer involved, not necessarily towards the city by any means. It would just be directed straight to Pilot, okay? The reason being is we do have an agreement with them that we have full shared access to that entrance off of Gary Avenue. All day, every day, trucks are parking illegally. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of it. They've been written tickets. I get it. Most of the trucks are out of state. We're not going to go chase them down for a parking ticket. I get it. They park in front of the fire plug. A truck can't come in while a truck is parked there. It's just really starting to affect my business. I've kind of tried, to be as nice as possible about it. And, I talk to the truckers. They tell me where to go. They've threatened me, the whole 9 yards. I just don't need that. I really don't need that. I don't deserve it. The staff at Pilot has been fantastic. I'll call them. They'll come out there, try to get the trucks to move. But it's starting to get a little bit out of control. I get it. The truckers need to do their job, but it can't be illegally. There's signs up and down the road there, no parking. And it's actually a city ordinance that it's a 2-hour parking there, right? So, the backstory is when Pilot was trying to get approved, they didn't approve because you guys caught them, well, why do you guys have showers if you're not going to be a quote-unquote truck stop, right? So they eliminated the showers from their prints and got approved. But I'm telling you, those trucks are there 24 hours, 24 hours. So I understand that it is private property, but at the same time, there is a city ordinance sign on the private property, right? So I think that we have to start figuring out a way to enforce it. Maybe better signage, bigger signage, fluorescent yellow, fluorescent orange. I don't know what we could do. I really don't.
I believe me, I was a police officer before I was up here.
Yep.
And ticketing them doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do
$20.
Exactly,
They'll be in Wyoming, and
exactly.
we don't have boot system that we're gonna go to Wyoming and boot an 18-wheeler.
Correct.
Yeah, it's been a problem. The only way I could think is towing them. But, I don't know how we're gonna do that with just towing the trucks and.
Yeah, I've seen plenty get towed out of there, but the issue is they can't be in the truck, right? And then they always say, well, we're out of time. we can't move.
Right. They have a limit of how many
Exactly,
hours before they need
exactly.
rest.
So, again, I know that the chief, before today's meeting, he gave me some really good news that he did reach out to somebody from Pilot, got a real positive response.
Yeah, the new GM.
Yep, correct. Got a real positive response, so I really wasn't even gonna talk today, but again, I just wanna kinda go through the steps and, try to make everybody aware. Maybe if we put our heads together, we can come up with a plan. I guess our next step would probably be waiting for a response. He should be back in about a week, this other gentleman from the Pilot Corporate, and see what they say and maybe take it from there. Any other ideas that I could do in the meantime? Because, I want to help too, right? I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get this issue handled.
You're kind of stuck in it.
I would prefer that you work with the chief because you came in and told us, and we really can't act on anything. We really shouldn't
Correct.
answer your question. We know that there's something happening, and as long as the police department's working on it, I would rather they handle it.
Sure.
Than we all start giving our opinions of what, we've been going through this for a long time, so if Chief Homer's gonna jump in and take care of this
Perfect.
situation as good as he possibly could, then I'm happy with that.
I am too, 100%. And I really appreciate you listening to me, and hopefully, we'll get this issue
I
resolved.
feel your frustration.
Yeah, it's a little out of control. So. But we really appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
And we
much.
love doing business in your town.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we can start a consent.
You got anything else down there? Are you holding out anything? Hey, just checking. Okay. Okay, now, where were we?
I move to select the consent agenda,
Okay, so.
and I
moved
believe
by-
trustee Frusaloni seconded.
Seconded by trustee Frizzaloni.
Yes.
Now I guess you can call the roll.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Giesers.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni. Aye. Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, would you please read what is on the consent agenda?
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. Staff reports and recommendations. Motion to purchase large water meters and supplies from Core in Maine in an amount not to exceed $50,000 pursuant to the provisions of Section 5-8-3B and subsection 5-8-14C of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, that was pulled off the consent agenda by trustee Garvey. 2022 Flexible Pavement Project, Change Order 1, St. Paul Boulevard Base Failure. Approval of Change Order 1 in the amount of $304,880, bringing the revised contract amount for this project to $2,749,375.50.
Yes.
Yes. 2022 Asphalt Rejuvenator Project, request to waive bids and award contract to American Road Maintenance at the unit price submitted for a cost not to exceed $335,024.90 pursuant to the provisions of Section 5-8-3B and Section 5-8-14C of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances.
Yes.
Yes. Southeast Bike Path Project, in accordance with Village Code Section 5-8-14A, contracts or purchases without bid, request to award contract to Santa Cruz Land Acquisitions for land acquisition, negotiation, and appraisal services for the Southeast Bike Path Project at a cost not to exceed $158,600.
Yes.
Rejection of bids for construction services contract for the Town Center fountain repairs. Yes.
Yes.
Execution of an agreement with Flock Group, Inc. for the lease of 6 automatic license plate recognition cameras for an initial cost of $20,400.
Yes.
Yes.
Approval of a contract of services to Alexis Arios in the not-to-exceed amount of $40,000 pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 5, Article 8, Section 5-8-14F of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances.
Yes.
Yes. Ordinances. Ordinance amending Chapter 11, Article 2 of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances by increasing the number of Class A liquor licenses from 14 to 15. Silver Oaks Carroll Stream, Inc., doing business as Tracy's Carroll Stream, 1030 Fountain View Drive.
Yes.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2022-06-29. Ordinance amending Chapter 11, Article 2 of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances by increasing the number of Class VC liquor licenses from 0 to 1. CS Entertainment LLC, doing business as Mia's Cafe, 1485 Fair Oaks Road.
Off.
That has been pulled off the consent agenda by trustee Garvey. Ordinance amending Chapter 11, Article 2 of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances by increasing the number of Class VC liquor licenses from 1 to 2. Verbi 2022, Inc., doing business as Winning Circle, 540 South Schmale Road.
Off.
Yes.
That has been pulled off by trustee Garvey. Resolutions. Resolution approving local agency agreement for federal participation Lees Road Bike Trail from Geary Avenue to Schmale Road, Amendment Number 2.
Yes.
Yes.
That is Resolution Number 3251. Resolution authorizing the execution of an Illinois Department of Transportation Local Public Agency Engineering Services Agreement, Supplement Number 2 for federal participation with regard to Lees Road Bike Path Extension from Geary Avenue to Schmale Road.
Yes.
Yes.
That is Resolution Number 3252. New business, receipt of the Carroll Stream Public Library Annual Report for fiscal year ending April 30th, 2022.
Received?
Received.
Payment of bills, regular bills, May 17th, 2022 through June 6th, 2022.
Yes.
Yes.
Addendum warrants, May 17th, 2022 through June 6th, 2022.
Yes.
Yes.
And that concludes the items on the consent agenda, Mr. Mayor.
There a motion to put those items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Moved by trustee Frizzaloni, seconded by trustee Geezer. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve those items by omnibus vote?
So move.
Second.
Moved by trustee Berger, seconded by trustee Zalick. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Okay, we have H1, I2, and I3 off. Trustee Garvey, all three. Trustee Garvey, H1.
Yes, I need to abstain from that because one of my clients is Xylem, Census Xylem Inc., who owns Core Piping. So I just need to abstain from that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so motion to approve H1?
Second?
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Abstain?
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
I2, trustee Garvey.
Yes, just remaining consistent to my objection to the video gambling cafes and gambling at Carroll Stream. I need to vote no on those. So you need a separate motion.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve I2.
Second.
Moved by trustee Frizzaloni, seconded by trustee Berger. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
No.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye. I'll make a motion to approve I3. He said same thing. I'm sorry.
No, same thing.
It's the same thing? You don't want to say anything about it?
No,
Oh, okay.
same
Go
reason.
ahead.
I make a motion to approve I3.
Okay.
Second?
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Geezer. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
No.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye. Sorry.
Okay. Report officers. Trustee Berger.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I normally like to, be kind of lighthearted with my report and have a little fun with it, but I want to dedicate my report tonight to a resident who passed away last week. I think if we had every Carroll Stream resident standing in front of us and we said, "Do you know Rick Degnan?" a lot of hands would go up in the air. He He had a photography business here in town. He taught me a lot about photography and was a longtime friend of mine and a longtime resident of Carroll Stream. And just a good guy to have around. Attended a lot of barbecues in our backyard. I've seen him at a lot of Carroll Stream events. If you've ever been to a Glenbar North football game or basketball game, then you've watched a sporting event with Rick. He would post the scores after each quarter on Facebook, so the people who couldn't be there would know what was going on. He was a Navy veteran. He just knew everybody. He always had a smile on his face. He was king of the dad jokes, so much so that you couldn't call his jokes dad jokes. So, because they were just something else. If you're listening, Rick, I'm not saying your jokes were all funny. But when Rick would make a dad joke, I would immediately respond, that was a Rick joke. Not you, sorry. But he was just one of those guys that was really fun to have around. He was much older than me. He was in his 70s, so it wasn't out of the ordinary that he passed away, although it was sudden. But the fact that his mother is still around and very alert and I hate to say functional, but I can't think of the right word right now. We just thought Rick would live forever, but we lost him last Wednesday. There is a GoFundMe that was put out by the family. I have it posted on my Trustee Facebook page to help out with the services. And so I just wanted to take some time to recognize Rick. Other than that, I wanted to wish everybody a happy Pride Month, and I hope to see everybody on June 16th at the concert. I've been making sure Tia knows this so she appreciates it. I purposely scheduled the flight for my vacation a day later so I could come to the concert and get photos edited and then hop on my plane the next day and go camping and hiking and kind of get away for a few days, although I'm going with my brothers and nephews, so I'll be picked on a lot. But other than that, it'll be nice. So with that, I conclude my report.
Thank you, Trustee Berger. Trustee Garvey?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to bring to our remembrance that today is June 6th, 78th anniversary of D-Day, Operation Overlord, where 156,000 American, British, and Canadian forces landed on the 5 beaches in France, which resulted in the liberation of Western Europe. It's the largest amphibious military assault in history, and by late August, which is 3 months later, all of northern France had been liberated, and by the following spring, the Allies had defeated the Axis. So I've been forgetting that June 6th is that day, so that's an important day we should all remember. That's the end of my report.
That's it?
Yes.
Thank you, and thank you for bringing us up on that. Let's see, Trustee Zalick.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First off, I want to re-welcome Chris Harding, even though he is a Cub fan. He lives near me, so maybe one day we'll watch the Good Guys in Black, and maybe I can convert him. But welcome aboard again. I'm glad to have, if he's a good employee before, I'm sure he'll be just fine. Secondly, my son Sam graduated from Benjamin Middle School, so now I have 2 high schoolers. So that is fun. So congratulations to my son Sam. I want to thank Village Tavern and Grill on Schmale. Both my boys are in baseball. One's in West Chicago baseball, and one's in the Bloomingdale Travel Bulldog team. And they have a Dine for fundraiser where 20% of the bill goes to the organization. So whoever, I put it on my Facebook page and spread the word, and so whoever went and dined at the Village Tavern and Grill, the Bulldogs made $500, and West Chicago High School made $375 for supplies and equipment. So I want to thank everybody who supported my son's teams. Memorial Day. Thank you to the Carroll Stream VFW. I attended along with other trustees on Memorial Day at our Memorial Park, and it was just really well done. And it was well deserving to see all the veterans in the audience that were in attendance were brought up, and it was just cool to see how many there were. So it was just really neat, and they deserve all the recognition. And I always say this at the end of my report, but let's keep our military in our thoughts and prayers, and God bless our soldiers in all the branches of our military. So now, my heart goes out to Uvalde, Texas. I mean, I know this happened. This is the first meeting since the tragedy. And my heart goes out to all the families that were touched by this stupid and senseless tragedy. But since this tragedy, a lot of info has come out regarding the police, regarding who propped the door open, regarding someone not having a radio. All I know is I can speak the truth. And the truth is, when I was the police in this town, we trained vigorously on active shooters. Every squad car in the fleet that were assigned to a zone had a ballistic shield, a ballistic helmet, and an AR-15. And we were trained that if there's 3 of you, you're going in. I don't care, you're going in, and if you have good intel where the shooter is, you're going to that and neutralizing him and probably killing him. We don't wait outside. You know, I've heard other shootings where maybe someone waited because he was didn't want to go in, but we were trained to go in, and if you don't hear a shooter, you methodically search every open room. But if you hear shooting, you drop everything and run as fast as you can to that area and neutralize the threat. And so, Chief, I mean, do we still do that? I mean, I know I've retired 3 years now, but do we still do the training for businesses and what to do for a flight or fight or anything like that? Can you expound?
Yeah, we do. In fact, the mindset on that whole response changed in 1999 after the Columbine High School incident. It used to be that any kind of an incident similar to that was set up a perimeter and wait for a SWAT response. But I think after the Columbine incident, after the after-action reports, the reports that came out of that, it was really, decided and determined that that's not an appropriate response. The response is to stop the threat. And that's the purpose, so you don't have time to wait for a SWAT response. So that's the way that we train our people. That's the way that we've been doing it for many, many, many years. Officers are equipped, and I say that with equipment and and also the mindset that the responsibility is to go in and stop the threat. We run to the gunfire when most people are running away.
Right.
That's just the way it's supposed to be.
Well, and in some of our training, I remember simunitions. It's like paintball, but hurts a lot more. And I remember, he's in the room, and you're like, oh, damn, I'm gonna get hit. It's gonna hurt, and you just flood that room, and he can't get all of you. So one of you, you're gonna get hit, but you're in the gunfight until you're not, and you take him out.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up. We have training coming up at one of our schools in a couple of weeks. Did I hear that you were volunteering?
Well, I heard there were some volunteers. In fact, I think I maybe shot Trustee Fruzaloni in one of the,
Yes, he
which
has.
did not give me great
Pleasure.
satisfaction. But no, and all joking aside, and I just want, because I know that a lot of people, that the police department or the chief or whatever of the school district is taking a lot of heat, and I just want to put in my report that our police department, we go to the fight as soon as we can, and we don't wait, and we take them out.
That is in fact true. We have great relationships with our school administrators and our school teachers and students for that matter. So we think that's part of it. In fact, there was some recent discussion as a result of an email that came into the village, and I have a memo actually ready to come through the manager for you all to see that just kind of gives you some context as to what we do when it comes to security at our schools in Carroll Stream. So you'll see that coming.
Good.
And just to touch base, I know that businesses can contact the police department, and members of our police department will go and speak as to what to do, what to expect, and to be better prepared. God forbid this ever happens, but That's free, I presume?
That is called Run, Hide, Fight training, and we frequently do that at businesses in town.
Okay, well, and thank you. Finally, I just want to say, let's defend our first responders here in Carroll Stream and nationwide, and keep them in our thoughts and prayers. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. And before I go to the next trustee, I want to embellish a little bit about what you just said. I think that when you look at what happened in Texas is a travesty. It's any of us that have kids, you don't even have to have kids to feel the heartbreak that went on. I think the other problem is the rush to judgment by the governor, and not that he's a bad guy, he was given information. They were giving him information too fast. And the problem today is we want to all get in front of everybody and tell them what a great job we're doing and how we should have never happened. And he opened his mouth and he put his foot right in his mouth by getting all the wrong information. I really believe in my heart that when all the information comes out, it'll be completely different than what we've seen, other than there's all them young children and the 2 teachers that are gone. But there's a lot of stories that are coming out of there. I have a friend in Texas that was actually in there interviewing the police afterwards. That's his job. And very confusing what happened down there, very confusing. So let it be a lesson to all of us that if something bad should happen, God hope it never does, that we don't judge by what we were told until we have the professionals, our chief, our village manager, or someone that was actually involved or understands before we say anything. Because it's a lot worse to go back and say, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant, because that's what I was told, and start pointing the fingers at each other. And that's what they're doing in Texas right now. I mean, there's a lot of stories that haven't come out yet, and until everything is sifted through, and I think, Chief, you understand where I'm coming from, let the professionals do their job, and then afterwards, we could be proud that we put the people in place that we did. So, but thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you.
You're up.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Trustee Geezer?
It's good to have you here. Good to be here. I just want to say I am really, really proud of this village. I'm proud of this board. I'm proud of the staff. I'm proud of our residents. For the last 4 years, we've had a Pride Proclamation. In fact, this Pride Proclamation has been replicated by neighboring towns like Wheaton. I know some other towns that are considering using it as well. I think it's very important that Carroll Stream is a welcoming place for all residents, for all genders, all faiths, all ages, and that all the residents feel safe and free from discrimination and intolerance. And I know this isn't the be-all, end-all, but it's a good first step. It's a good step for us to be doing. And when I talk to residents in the LGBTQIA community, they tell us how much it means to them that the village has taken this step. And I stand with them, and I know we all, with the roll call vote, we as well stand with them. That's why I'm so proud of each of you. And I will do everything I can, for as long as I can, that we continue to do this Pride Proclamation. I think it's important. I think it shows that we are a welcoming place, that all thoughts, all things people are involved with are accepted. So, with that, I thank you all for doing that. And, you know, as the Pride Proclamation mentioned, we will be having a concert on June 16th with Radio Gaga. So hopefully we will see many of you out there. It'll be a great time. It'll be the opening of our concert series, which will be outstanding. Tia, do you want to tell us about the concert series, how that's looking? for us, as well as other events, because we've got the Taste of Carol Stream and Geek Fest this weekend as well.
So we have a very full and exciting event season. As many of you know, the Geek Fest was originally scheduled for May 21st. We had bad weather, so we were able to reschedule it in partnership with the Carol Stream Chamber to do a Taste of Carol Stream and Carol Stream Geek Fest mashup. And that event will be this Saturday at Town Center from 11:30 to 3. And we're very excited. Some of the restaurants that will be participating will be Just a Taste Confections, Burger Theory, Bella's Pizza, Tasty House One, Baba's Famous Steak and Lemonade, and Savory Crust. We also expect to have between 5 to 10 pop culture vendors, which means they'll include merchandise like comic books and buttons and magnets and some kids' toys. And we'll have activities such as board games, arcade units, inflatable bouncy castle, and inflatable obstacle course. There will be DJ music, there will be a costume competition, craft opportunities, as well as many free giveaways. So we're very excited to have this event in partnership with Geek Inc. Comics, Carol Stream Chamber, and the Carol Stream Public Library. In addition, we of course have our summer concert series, which is coming up and begins on June 16th with Radio Gaga and our first Pride concert. In addition to our regular concert activities, which will include food, alcohol sales from the Rotary, Culver's Ice Cream, 50/50 raffle, some giveaways. Our social services unit will also be out there, as well as some local nonprofit groups that provide support to members of the LGBTQIA community. So we're very excited to have them out there with some informational literature and some support. And then we will be continuing our concert season through July 28th. We are excited to have our first movie in the park by the Village of Carol Stream. That will be on Thursday, June 30th. We're going to start the evening off with our inflatables at 6 p.m., and then we're going to move into a meet and greet with some Disney princesses, and then into the movie Encanto, which many of you may know has been just a top hit with its incredible music. And then on July 2nd, we will be having our Independence Day celebration, including the Carol Stream Parade, our concert fireworks and food trucks on that Saturday. So it should be a very exciting event season that is possible thanks to so much community support, including our board, our village staff, our partner agencies, and of course our many, many sponsors, because these concerts and these events are not possible with the support of our sponsors. That is all.
Thank you. And you mentioned the parade. We've been in the planning for the parade. It's going to be on July 2nd. Want to thank the village staff, the parade members of the parade committee, met with the admin department as well as police and public works to help work out logistics for this year's parade. I think we're a little rusty from 2 years' absence, but I think we're going to have a great parade, and we want to see everyone out there at 10 a.m. on July 2nd. If you want to be in the parade, you can still do it. carolstreamparade.com. Just fill out the application, and you know what? You're in. So we're very excited about that. And then I also want to say congratulations to a longtime Carol Stream resident. We all know her. And if we don't, we at least know the name, Barb Simkis. They have been she and her late husband, Robert, have been longtime volunteers within the community. And she recently received a pin and certificate from the Carol Stream Women's Club for 60 years of continuous service to that organization. Carol Stream's only been a community for 63 years. So she's been involved for that very long time. She served as a president of that club several times. And Mary, you're a member of the club. She's currently a co-president, is she not? So, the co-president, Mary Lauren, said we probably would not have a club if it wasn't for Barb. And
100%
Carol Stream would be less a place without the contribution she and the Simkis family have provided to the community. So maybe we can get Barb to come join us at a meeting, and we can recognize her in front of our TV audience of thousands, and we can recognize her formally. So thank you very much. Thank you for allowing me to go a little longer today, Mr. Mayor, and
Wonderful.
enjoy the summer.
Thank you. And I have a feeling you're going to have the best parade we ever had. Again,
It's
it's on
because of
Saturday.
everybody. It's
Been planning it for 3 years.
everybody, yeah.
And it's on Saturday. I keep hearing we're gonna get a lot of people, there's nothing going on Saturday except for Carol Stream. So it'll be all hands on deck by staff, everybody. I mean.
We can hit a
we know we're
parade
gonna have
every
a
day.
turnout, so
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Good.
Can I back up and make one comment?
No, you can, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to do it anyway.
Go ahead. Being you're coming back and you're gonna take pictures for Tia, it's okay.
No, but it is about Tia. I don't know if anyone noticed, but she said all of that without looking at notes, and I just want to say that was impressive.
It was very impressive.
Yes.
I deal with her almost every day. You're right.
It was impressive.
She keeps me in line, I'll tell you. Trustee Frizzalone?
Well, I was going to compliment Tia, so congratulations. That was very impressive, and a great lineup. Thank you for everything that you have done to make the summer very exciting in Carol Stream. Chief, just for the record, I will be there for active shooter training as a volunteer. I didn't hear Trustee. Trustee, I didn't hear Trustee Zalick.
All in
that
favor?
He had actually signed up, but I officially signed up
retirement then.
for the last day of training.
This is great. I didn't know I'd have this much additional help. This is great.
Yeah. Well, I had to take a couple year hiatus for health reasons, but I am feeling healthy enough that I think I can lay on the floor and play dead. But I will tell you, from past experience, when I had said, I'm just going to lay here because, I don't like getting shot a whole lot because I have a lot of scars, I actually got shot more when I was laying on the ground. It was weird. Wonder why, Trustee Zalick? Weirdest thing. So, but in all seriousness, the reason that I do the training is because I'm a mom. And it was easier for me to be able to explain to my kids, what do our police officers, how do they think, how do they train, what do they do, and what should you do? My children are a little bit older, and right now I have a son who is going to be a high school history teacher, just graduated. And these are conversations that we're still having. I have another son starting college, and these are conversations we're going to be having. So I can stand there and I can talk intelligently and say, I know exactly what happens, and I've got the scars to prove it. They don't wait. First guy there is the first guy in. And I can tell you, I've watched the changes over the years as a volunteer. I've watched how the thought process, the method, the command staff, how everything has changed, and even to the point of how they work with the fire department, how they train with the fire department, because the fire department is involved with this training as well, and also the in-service training that they do with the teachers during break. They will go into the schools with the teachers and do training with teachers. So someone had actually posted on Facebook, unfortunately, a couple weeks ago and said, well, I never see the police at the schools. And, well, if you're not seeing the police around and in our schools, then you're not looking. I mean, it didn't take more than 4 minutes for someone to start posting pictures of Officer Castro, of the Adopt a Cop program. And we've got officers in and around our schools all the time, including summer school, because that was another concern that people are posting, is concern for sending their children to summer school. So here's what I'm going to say, and I've said this before. Stop going to Facebook and asking everyone else's opinion what you should do or what you think the police are going to do. Why don't you ask the police? And I often respond to people, Chief Homer would love to tell you all about the training that our officers go through. And if you don't want to talk to Chief Homer, here's a perfect opportunity. This summer, starting last Wednesday and continuing through the end of the summer, there's going to be neighborhood roll calls. And they pick a different neighborhood every single week, and they have the officers that actually are street patrol officers, our command staff, go out to a specific neighborhood. They stand there, they do a presentation for about 15 minutes, and then they stay and they talk to residents, and they ask questions, answer questions. It's a great program. Started last year, very popular program. So this week, they are going to be near County Farm and Pawnee in that neighborhood. So they're going to be at the corner of Oswego Drive and Nakoma Drive, right by his house. So you can stop over by Trustee Geeser's house afterwards. I believe Trustee Garvey lives over there as well. So, yeah, I mean, they'll be selling hot dogs. But I just want to say, last
Even
year,
for Joe.
it was so well-received by our residents because they actually got to talk to the officers that patrol their neighborhood. So they got faces with names, and I think that that's really important. There is always freeze pops for the kids and lots of giveaways for the kids. The kids just absolutely love it, and the adults get a lot out of it, too. So please check the Carroll Stream Police Department Facebook page. On Sundays or Mondays is when you post it, correct? I'm sorry, Deputy Chief Cummings posts the secret location. And if you have an idea of somewhere, a neighborhood that they could go to, please comment. And they do take those comments, and if they can squeeze your neighborhood in this summer, great. If they can't, then they'll put it on the list for next summer. So please come out and join us for the neighborhood roll calls on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. If it rains, the rain date is the next day, Thursday, at 7 p.m. We talked a lot about what's going on this weekend with Geek Fest, but I also want to mention that there is another event that is going on that is being sponsored by Sylvia at Mapleberry Pancake House. She really took to heart what has happened in Texas, and she wants to put together a time to pray. So she did a prayer service last year, a vigil actually for our first responders. And this year she is putting together on Saturday from 12:30 to 2:30 in the Mapleberry parking lot off of Coon and Army Trail Road, a time to pray for Illinois children, parents, families, first responders, police, fire, nurses, doctors, pastors, chaplains, teachers, and elected officials. It's really just a time for us to come together and to pray as, united, that we are one family. And if you came last year, it was an amazing turnout. Well over 150 people easily turned out. So please, if you're in the area, please stop by. It's Saturday from 12:30 to 2:30. So we can have time to run over to Geek Fest, then go to the prayer service, then go back and close out Geek Fest. So there's plenty of time in there to do all of that. And then just the last thing that I would like to mention is we've talked a lot about Pride Month. We've talked about our concert on the 16th, kicking off our concert series. But I would like to thank the Village Board. Last year, right around this time, I came up with this idea after talking to one of our residents who challenged us to do more. Do more as a community to be inclusive, do more as a community to celebrate our differences, do more as a community to celebrate Pride Month. And I went to staff and said, hey, what do you think about like a concert? If we could do like a concert for Pride Month, but here's the thing is, I'd like to help sponsor it. I said, and you know what, I'm gonna open it up to the village board and see if anyone else is willing to help sponsor it. And what I had just thrown out just casually to the rest of the board, and I just suggested, we get a monthly stipend. How about we donate our monthly stipend for the month of June towards this? Really wasn't expecting like a huge turnout potentially because, not everybody can afford it, honestly. Not that we make a lot of money, trust me, it's like $200 just to go on the record. But I do want to thank trustees Berger, Geezer, Zalick, trustee McCarthy, Mayor Severino, and our village clerk Schwarzy for donating to sponsor this concert. So the seven of us will be sponsoring the concert on the 16th, and I just want to say thank you for letting, one of my ideas and, hey, maybe this might work out. I think it's going to be a great turnout, and I want to thank staff for the support, too. I mean, it was an immediate, yes, what a great idea, and then the ideas started bouncing off of what else can we do and which bands can we talk to. So I just want to say thank you so much. Really looking forward to the 16th. And with that, I will end my report.
I might even wear my Sue Hudson shirt.
Oh, there you go.
What do you think about that?
Nice.
I still got
I
that.
think that would be
It would be a
Very
very nice.
appropriate.
I keep stuff like that.
yeah.
Very
Sue loved our concerts. Unfortunately, we lost her a while ago, but
Very respected person in the community.
and her
Absolutely.
yes.
Trustee McCarthy.
First off, a number of us had the honor and opportunity to go to the dedication ceremony of Windsor Park's new building. Trustee Berger, Geezer, Garvey, and Zalick, and myself, and a number of staff. But what a cool new facility. It's a assisted care facility. They've got 32 new one-bedroom or studio suites. And the first question I asked, how long will it take you to film? And they said, it's not open yet and it's full. Which I was like, wow, that was quick. But there's over 600 Carroll Stream residents, well, they're now Carroll Stream residents who live at Windsor Park. That's a lot of people. And they're a community in themselves. And but there's a ton of good people there who some of them come and visit here, like Jan, she keeps us on our toes, and a few others who work with her. But if you ever get the opportunity to stop over there, you should. It's an impressive facility. They not only have independent living, assisted living, they have, what's the word I'm looking for? Rehab, both physical and speech and everything else. Pretty much anything you need, they've got it from start to finish, and it's a very impressive facility, and I was very appreciative to be able to be there today. So congratulations to Covenant Living at Windsor Park for their new building and their dedication. Want to agree with Trustee Zalick and Trustee Geezer and Berger and pretty much everybody what's said before, instead of just going over it again and again. We're a board of different opinions, but we come together and do what's in the best interest of 40,000+ residents and hundreds of different businesses. That's our job. I don't want to say, oh, look at us, this is what we do. No, that's our job. And but it's also our job to have different opinions. We don't always have to like them, but we have to respect the freedom of opinion and freedom of speech. So we got to be careful on both sides, because I think that's the mistake we as a civilization have made these days, that everything is immediately, it's a fight. It's if you don't agree with me, you're wrong, period. And I think all it does is piss people off. I don't care your background. I don't care who you're married to. I don't care what you do. Just don't be an ass. It's that simple. Be a good person. We work together, and everybody's happy. It's that simple. The roll call, I do love that we're bringing that back. I think that's just such a great thing that our police department does, and just a great outreach to, like Trustee Frusaloni said, put names and faces together, and it gives our younger residents an opportunity, again, for positive interactions with our police department. I think that is extremely important. So thank you very much. And then just, Phil, thanks again for hosting the cookout a few weeks ago. We rarely get the opportunity to sit down and just have a bite to eat and chit-chat with staff. And we gotta find a way to do that a little bit more often. It'd be great to do that a couple times a year, just to sit and, chit-chat for an hour.
Yeah.
But it's a great way for us all to come together for no other reason, just to say a hi and chit chat. So again, thank you for organizing that, and I think it's an important event. We've all talked long enough, so I'm going to end my report.
You done?
Yeah.
That's okay. A lot of things to cover tonight. Tia, something to add?
Well, I think I covered quite a bit with the commentary about our summer events, but in addition, the Carroll Stream Water Quality Report has been released, and you can access that on our website or by contacting our Public Works Department. That is the end of my report.
Thank you. I've seen some of the stuff that you're going to have on Saturday, and my hat is off to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I neglected to report when we did the vote on the two ordinances that were previously pulled up. I neglected to state the ordinance numbers, so I'd like to do that now for the record. So the ordinance amending Chapter 11, Article 2 of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances by increasing the number of Class VC liquor licenses from 0 to 1. CS Entertainment LLC doing business as Mia's Cafe, 1485 Fair Oaks Road. That ordinance number is 2022-06-30. And the ordinance amending Chapter 11, Article 2 of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances by increasing the number of Class VC liquor licenses from 1 to 2, Veer 2022, Inc., doing business as Winning Circle, 540 South Schmale Road. That is ordinance number 2022-06-31. I just want to state that for the record. And then in terms of my report, I too wanted to thank the Carroll Stream VFW and the Park District for the lovely Memorial Day service last Monday. It was a beautiful service and moving as always. It was well attended by a lot of residents, so that was really, really nice. And also wanted to mention that we did have a successful pond and stream sweep a couple weeks ago. And we beat the rain and managed to collect a total of 5 large garbage bags of trash from the 2 ponds at Town Center. So everything is nice and good looking for this coming weekend, so everything's clean. I'd like to thank especially Trustee Geezer, Trustee Berger, our library board trustee Manzi Patel and her daughter came, my husband, of course, and our good friends, the Anselmos, who I think are back there, Joe and Jen Anselmo, and our friends Bob and Kim Peroni. They all showed up. We made a great team. They helped make a dirty job very fun. So
But
that
did you
was-
make them sing while you guys
and
were
they
cleaning?
sang, yes, they sang while we picked up garbage. It was a lot of fun. So that
Forget
was,
we doubled up on the work, too. We did 2 ponds.
it was 2, yeah, we covered 2 ponds, yeah. So, because I think some volunteers maybe didn't show up because of the rain, but we did, in the 2 hours we were there, we managed to beat the rain, so it's perfect. Also, wanted to say I'm also looking forward to this Saturday, the Taste of Carroll Stream and the Geek Fest. And Greg and I will be in superhero t-shirts, so I hope we're not the only ones. I hope that there's some other people dressing up, right, Tia? And also Happy Pride Month. I'm really looking forward to the Radio Gaga Pride concert next Thursday, the 16th. And a good bit of PR for Carroll Stream. Trustee Zalik brought this to my attention today because he reads this magazine from cover to cover. So a few months ago, I submitted a couple of photos of the Carroll Stream freshly painted water tower and the Carroll Stream welcome sign by the fountain. And it was just published in the June magazine. Not on the cover, but on page 28, here we are, right there. So thank you for bringing that up.
Come on, Jeff, say it.
Say like a little bit of PR for Carroll Stream with the IML, it's the IML review. And last but not least, I'd like to remind people, please shop and dine in our wonderful village of Carroll Stream. That's all I have.
Thank you, Clerk Swarze.
You're welcome.
I'd ask the village attorney to speak, but I don't even know his name. He's taking Mr. Rhodes' place, and I look down there, and it's like, okay, so do you have anything you'd like to
Well,
say?
I'm Jim Rhodes, you just don't have your glasses on.
I knew he was going to have surgery, but not that good.
Yeah, right. I have no report, but thank you
No
very much.
report. Thank you, and thank you for being here with us.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
And maybe you should be a regular.
Be cheaper then.
Well, Joe, you're filling in for Mr. Meller. He's at home with COVID, unfortunately. We've been working short-staffed, so you've stepped up and done a wonderful job, and I want to thank you. And you can give the report if you have one.
Sure. Bob asked if I keep it under 30 minutes, so I just got a few notes here.
That's fine with me.
First, welcome Chris Harding to the Village Carroll Stream team. On this board agenda, you approved the automated license plate reader. I want to thank the board for your commitment to law enforcement and to Chief Homer for your leadership. It's another testament to the innovation that we do here day in, day out, and it'll be a great tool for our use. Other than that, with the summer hours, obviously school's over, daylight's going longer. Please remind everyone to drive safely on our residential streets. Some of our streets are a bit older, some have sidewalks on both sides, some don't have any. So please be careful when you're driving. Kids are gonna be out playing for a lot later in the evening, and so it's important for drivers to be mindful of that when they're traveling our roads. And with that, I'll conclude my report.
Wow, that was quick. Did he tell you you're not allowed to talk too much, or what? Oh, my God. Okay, so what I have here is a list, and if this means anything to anybody, Franklin Grove, St. Charles, Bloomingdale, Glen Ellen, Glendale Heights, Wheaton, North Lake, Elk Grove Village, Elgin, Bartlett, Westchester, and West Chicago, and of course, Carroll Street. What does that mean?
They all have vowels in them?
Those are the people that help the stream sweep. Those are just some, I just picked the towns rather than the names. I had a stack on my desk this high of 150 people that help the stream sweep. Thank you. Thank you for bringing it up. It took a lot of people to do that on a very bad day. And again, unfortunately, the way things have been going, it seems like I'm doing something and then something comes up that I can't do it. And I want to thank the staff and I want to thank the trustees that went to Covenant today. I had planned, I had my suit out, ready to go. I had my pink shirt on, all ready to go. And then my wife notified me she had to go to the hospital. So that's where we ended up this afternoon. So she's fine, other than having to get a shot and whatever she needed. But thank you for stepping up. I had planned on being there. I love them people. They've been really good to all of us, and I say it's like a jewel in our town to have someplace like that here. We have several. We have Belmont Village. Windsor is very special. I mean, we have a lot of residents, not a lot, but residents that could afford to go there, that live there. And I'm proud to say that my family doctor that we've used for years is their doctor. And he's stationed there. And they do rehab there for the hospital. When Mary and Joy gets overpacked, they will take people in to do their special things with them.
And just to touch base with that, what was kind of cool is they have a room of everything you can imagine, like duty, like kitchen, a bedroom, a bathroom. I mean, everything. They have everything in one room, and they won't release you from rehab or from physical therapy until you can prove to them that you can get out of bed, you can get in the shower, you can
Use
it's
laundry,
just
the
really-
microwave,
it's
the
really
stove.
neat. It's like they thought of everything. It's a really impressive new building.
Well, I'm just glad that they're still there because when Pilot came up, everybody was gonna die from the gasoline fumes and from the trucks, and so far, nobody's died, thank God. And they continue to grow and make our community that much better.
They're gonna
So,
have a 35-year anniversary.
In
They're gonna
a
invite us
couple
all.
months, yeah.
Don't tell my wife, because I'm sure something will go wrong. It's just a bad luck thing with, so the way it's been going, so, but thank you all for filling in. Tia, I can't say enough about all the stuff that you're working on and what you're doing. Just stepping up the way you did. I know you haven't been feeling good. You've had a bad cold. It seems like everybody up here has been sick. So, but everybody kept working through being colds and whatever they had. We really appreciate that as the mayor and the board to know that you always make sure that things are taken care of, no matter how bad it gets. The new hire,
Chris.
Chris Harding, welcome aboard. He's gone already? He leave?
He's got to get up
We'll
early.
watch it on television. Glad to have him. We've got some public works guys that actually work summer, and then stayed aboard. Then some decided to leave after they found out how much hard work you guys really do there. But I want to thank you. It's nice that we have what we have in this town. Chief, license plates readers, I love the idea. I think that's great. I don't know, somebody asked me where you're going to put them. I don't really care where you put them. You'll know where to put them. That'll be the main thing. You know, it's the technology that we live with today. Hopefully, it'll make it the people that live in our community and work here and hire people from the industrial park. Hopefully, it'll make everybody a lot safer. We'll go back to training. I know that yous have been training for years, more so since you've been here than I've seen than anybody we've ever had before you as a chief. Our staff your staff, I should say, your commanders, your deputy chiefs, your complete staff of police department. I get nothing but thank you for bringing him in here. And all I can say is thank you for being here as our chief, because you've been a breath of fresh air. You've came in with new ideas, and you made our department stronger than it's ever been. And in the days that we are in today and the times we have, that makes me feel good, because we were going through a period of time where I had trustees that didn't feel safe anymore. And I have a lot of people that live, neighbors that didn't feel safe anymore. They start to think that what could happen? What is going to happen next? And I think we watch too much television, we watch too much news, and I think they pop that news out there before they really know what they're talking about, and that's the worst thing in the world that could happen. Because people believe what they hear. Even if it isn't true, they start spreading the rumor, and Facebook, in my opinion, is the scariest thing out there, because you could post whatever you want, and everybody seems to believe it. It's amazing. So, thank you for the police department and what you're doing.
I
Believe me.
appreciate your kind words. We have a
Well,
great team.
You have our full support on whatever you need to do, and you've known that since you walked through the door.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I don't want to get on it. I got other things, but I'm not going to get into them. I got things that are in my mind. But thank you again for filling in to me today. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frusalone. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Giesser.
Aye.
Trustee Frusalone.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Meeting's adjourned.